welcome to Small Talk. I hope you're excited to learn more about God and how He's always with us. Today we're learning that God is with us even when we feel alone. And in our story, there's a certain animal that features that's pretty scary. And we're going to make a picture of that animal, and we're going to play a game where we pretend to be that animal too. I wonder if you can guess what the animal might be. That's right, it's a lion. In our story today, we're going to see a man get put in a den with lions. But we'll see that God was with him and was there to protect him, even when he felt alone.
Ooh. Oh, hello small talkers. I wonder if you can guess what our activity is today. That's right, it's sleeping lions. What you need to do is lie down somewhere comfortable and stay as still as possible and pretend that you're sleeping. I wonder how long you can stay pretending that you're sleeping. I hope you have fun playing Sleeping Lions.
It's time now for our story from the Bible. Today we're learning about a man called Daniel. Here's Daniel here. Can we all say, "Hi Daniel"? Well, Daniel believed in God, and so he would often talk to God. That's what we call praying. And did you know that we can talk to God as well? Daniel would talk to God wherever he was and no matter how he was feeling. But some people, they didn't like Daniel. So they tricked the king. Can we all say, "Hello, king"? The men who didn't like Daniel tricked the king into making a rule so that you weren't allowed to talk to God. And if someone found out that you'd been talking to God, you won't guess what would happen. You'd get thrown in a den with the lions. Well, one day when Daniel was talking to God, the men who didn't like him saw him, and they told the king. And so the king, well, he had to throw Daniel into the den with the lions. Can you imagine how scared Daniel must have felt in this den with all these scary lions? He must have been terrified, and he must have felt all alone. There was no one there with him. Who was going to help him? Who was going to save him from the lions? Well, Daniel wasn't alone. God was with him. God was with him when he felt alone. And so God sent an angel and he closed the mouths of the lions. Can we all close our mouths? God closed the mouths of the lions so that they didn't hurt Daniel. He was in the den with the lions, but they didn't hurt him. Even though Daniel must have felt alone, God was with him. And the morning after, the king came down to see what had happened to Daniel, and he was amazed. There Daniel was, in the den, completely unharmed, surrounded by the lions with their closed mouths. And the king knew that it was God who saved Daniel from the lions. He knew that God was with Daniel when he felt alone. And did you know that God is with us too? All day, every day, God is always with us. Even when we feel alone like Daniel must have, God is with us. And we can always talk to him just like Daniel did. Why don't we do that now? Let's talk to God. If you want, you can close your eyes and put your hands together if that helps. Dear God, thank you that you are always with us even when we feel alone. Thank you that because of you, we're never alone and that we can always talk to you. Amen.
learning about Daniel today and how God was with him even when he felt all alone and when he was thrown into a den of lions to be eaten. So I thought we could make a lion picture. So we're going to make a lion face. I've got this bowl to draw around to make a nice circle. You might need a grown-up to help you do this. So draw around your circle. That's it. Then we're going to cut it out. So let's see, what do you think this is going to be? What colour is a lion? That's right, lions tend to be a sort of goldy, sandy colour. So I'm going to do a nice bright yellow lion face. Oh, see how fast I can cut circles? You probably might have to do this a little bit slower. There we go, it's a lovely circle, ready to stick on my paper. Now, I need some glue. So I've got some Pritt Stick here. If you haven't got glue, you could always use sellotape. Whatever is in your house is fine. So we are going to, and if you haven't got any paper, yellow paper, you could just draw a yellow circle and cut it in, cut it out. I mean, not cut it out, colour it in. So there goes my lion face. It doesn't look much like a lion yet, does it? It's got something missing. Can you guess what it is? Yeah, that's right, a lion's mane. Now I'm going to make my lion have a great big mane. Oh, so I've just got my orange pen and I'm doing this. Now if you're really clever, you could cut it out of orange paper and stick it on, but this is really fast. And it's very easy to do, so if you don't like cutting and sticking very much, this works. Now it might look a little bit like the sun at the moment. Do you think it looks like the sun or a lion yet? It's the sun, isn't it? So let's make it into a lion. What does a lion need? A nose. So let's do a lion's nose. Whoops. So there we go. I've got a lion's nose. I'm just using a black pen to do this. And then we need a lion's mouth. I'm going to do this. And then down the other way. Hey, look, it's beginning to look like a lion, isn't it? Now, if you've got a cat at home, your cat will have some of these, and it helps the cat fit through and know how wide things are. Do you know what I'm going to put on next? Can you guess? Some whiskers. Are you ready? Lions have whiskers too. There you go. Hey, he's beginning to look like a lion, isn't he? But he doesn't look like a very vicious lion, which I'm glad about. But here we go. I've got some googly eyes and all sorts of eyes, but if you haven't got any, you can just cut them out, colour them in. So, one eye for my lion. And I wonder if I can find another eye like that. Otherwise, he's going to be a bit odd. Ah, here we go. There we go. Look, and I have a lion picture. He doesn't look like a ferocious lion though, does he? I wonder if you can do that at home. Hope you enjoy doing it. So we've been learning all about how God is with us. We've learned that God is with us when we were happy. God is with us when we're sad. God is with us when we're scared. God is with us, and we've learnt this today, when we're alone. Now, we're going to sing a song all about this man in our story, Daniel. I think it's a very, very old song that I learnt when I was a little girl, and it goes like this. There was a man called Daniel, good old Daniel. He prayed to God 3 times a day, good old Daniel. The king's decree said, worship me, poor old Daniel. But Daniel would not bow his knee, good old Daniel. The gates went crash, and the locks went click, and the lions began to roar, and the lions began to roar. But they couldn't hurt Daniel if they tried, good old Daniel, because the Lord was on his side, good old Daniel. And that song tells us the story that we've learned. Shall we do it again? But we're going to do tiny, tiny little actions, and we're going to whisper it. There was a man called Daniel, good old Daniel. He prayed to God 3 times a day. Good old Daniel. The gates went crash and the locks went click and the lions began to meow. And the lions began to meow. But they couldn't hurt Daniel if they tried. Good old Daniel. Because the Lord was on his side. Good old Daniel. And one more time with really big actions. There was a man called Daniel, good old Daniel. He prayed to God 3 times a day, good old Daniel. The king's decree said, worship me. Poor old Daniel, but Daniel would not bow the knee. Good old Daniel. The gates went crash and the locks went click and the lions began to roar. And the lions began to roar. But they couldn't hurt Daniel if they tried. Good old Daniel, because the Lord was on his side. Good old Daniel. So today we've been learning, haven't we, that God is with us even when we feel alone. So don't forget, if you feel lonely, you know that God is with him and you can pray and talk to him about that. See you next week. Bye.